What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Humble, back at you guys with another video. As of yesterday, the Miami Dolphins have officially hired Jeff Hafley as their new head coach for the foreseeable future. He was a DC at Green Bay for the last 2 years, which his defense was top 10 across the board, and they were very, very disciplined, aggressive. They were very, very good catalytic defense. So he has a lot of prestige, a lot of general managers, personnel, stuff like that know him around the league. So he has a lot of positives and basically around the league. Anywho, a lot of people still have mixed views on the hire. My opinion, my thing is, I'm actually shocked they went after him. I kind of thought they would go after McDermott, saying that he was fired yesterday, and but John Ed Sullivan, he was the vice president of the personnel operations in Green Bay, and he knows Hafley very well. So it was gonna be one of his guys that he was gonna go after. But I think he knows him on a professional level, that he's a very, very upstanding guy, that he's gonna get the job done. So he went with what he knew would work, and can't be upset at that. He's already made a big splash, because it was reported that if Jeff had left the Dolphins yesterday without being hired as the head coach, another team reported was ready to snatch him up, i.e. the Tennessee Titans, the Raiders. You know, those teams like that were probably ready to get him. So I'm not disappointed in what Miami did. I think that they made the move they thought would be best for them, because we tried the offensive-minded head coach and we saw how that worked out. So defensive-minded, I think that the team will play a lot better. Of course, the question mark still remains about Tua Tagovailoa, what he wants to do with him, Tyreek Hill, those names, so on and so forth. But I will say this about it. I think that Hafley, I don't think he's going to actually cut Tua, but I do think he's going to bring in prominent competition, so that it will be a fair assessment of what he has in Tua and in the quarterbacks that he wants to bring in to compete. So with that being said, it will be a fair and level training camp where it's not favored on one side or the other. It's going to be I think it's going to be an open battle, which I'm fine with that. I mean, you have to allow Tua to prove himself and show that he can actually handle the new defensive schemes that are going to be thrown at him during camp. And you have to see how he adjusts to different formalities being called, formation designs, how technically sound you can become with him, the level of verbiage, the level of authenticity within the offense, within playing off script, using different kind of formations to basically confuse the opposing defense and make them guess the majority of the game. I look forward to the biggest thing of us being able to still be productive in the latter parts of the game. Not so much the first half, and then we just check out the second half. I want to see how Jeff will keep this team engaged throughout 4 quarters, not just 2. Because we saw the last season with Mike McDaniel, the first half we come out there playing like our heads on fire. After that, it's like they just blew out the candle, and we don't have a damn prayer. So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with this new coach, with this new regime, because he's going to put his own staff together. I'm not saying Anthony Weaver won't come back, because I don't know, but he's going to do his own staffing. He's going to get who he wants, and we have to live with that. But I'm okay with the signing. I listened to Omar and Barry Jackson talk about how they thought Sean McDermott should have got an interview. I mean, pretty sure he probably got a phone call, but like Omar said, Sean was going to be expensive, and we knew that. He spent 9 seasons in Buffalo, got him to 2 AFC title games, and he's won a plethora of playoff games. Well, technically his record is 8-8, so he's a 500 postseason coach. And he's lost in the division around 6 times, I believe. 6 or 7 times. Yeah, 7 times, because he made the AFC Championship game twice. So 7 times he's been beating the divisional round, which means that his team they don't be good enough to get past that round. They got fortunate one year to get past, and then they met the Chiefs in the AFC title game. I think they met the Chiefs twice in the AFC title game, and they lost both times. So they've been fortunate to get to the AFC title game twice, and people like snare at that, but it's like, if you knew how hard it was just to get there, you wouldn't even turn your nose up at that. The fact that they got there twice says a lot. It ain't like Kansas City where they make it every single year. And if you know how hard that was, that ain't something you could just easily, oh, it's simple. No, it's not. But this ain't about Sean McDermott. This is about Jeff Hafley and him being hired by the Dolphins. So, again, now the biggest question will be about Tua and how he's going to handle that situation. And I look forward to seeing, like, just what they plan to do with him, the conversation him and Hatley's going to have one-on-one, and the acquisitions they're going to make in free agency and in the draft. Because a lot of people, I know they want to see Tua gone. At this point, I'm still going to support Tua no matter where he goes. If he leaves Miami, I'm still going to be a Dolphins fan, but I'm still going to follow him. I'm still going to see where he lands, how he does, the opportunities he's given, and see if he can actually live up to what I know he's capable of doing. If he does, hey, great. If he doesn't, to still be playing in the league is something that a lot of people don't even get a chance to experience. So, and it's not like he was given this high ray of hope, because he wasn't. They hate the fact that he's a left-handed quarterback. So it's like, we're gonna see what happens over the next coming months, because they got the end this month basically about to end. So they got February, March, the draft's in April, and then from there they have to start asking themselves about what they want to do in terms of the quarterback position. But I would tell them this: if you build the trenches the right way, then Tua would be an ideal quarterback for you to keep, because a lot of those throws that he had to make, he did that with the pocket in such a disarray. So imagine when he could just stand back there, like some quarterbacks have the luxury of doing, and he can actually throw the ball without little to no resistance. I don't see the point in you moving on from him right away and then going to get another quarterback, and then you got to build a team, build a system, and all this other kind of stuff. When you have a proven commodity there, you usually got to build your lineup via free agency and some in the draft. And then from there, you can watch to evolve to a brand new level of a player that you probably never thought would come out of him. If I know for a fact that I can be well protected in the pocket, I'm not saying it's got to be perfect all the time, but hell, to drop back and a half a second later or 2 seconds later, the pocket's already collapsing, that's ridiculous. Most quarterbacks have 3, 4, 5 seconds. He don't even have 2. So that says a lot about the ineffectiveness that Chris Greer had as a GM for a decade and a half. The man could not build the trenches to save his life. He didn't care about it either. But now you got a guy that actually cares about trench play. He cares about those guys up front, and he wants to get that team completely better. And I appreciate that, because it shows that he's committed to doing the right thing the right way. So I look forward to seeing what Hafley's going to do. I'll be paying attention to all the acquisitions that come in, those who leave out as well, and I'll be giving my opinion on it. But until then, guys, I think we're in good hands. I think this season will be a much different season of Dolphin football that we haven't seen since, I guess you could say, since 2023. But at least I think this year, I actually think this upcoming season we might even be able to make a playoff push. I'm not even joking. We might be able to get a playoff and win a playoff game based on the way that Sullivan operates and the way Hafley operates. We may have an opportunity to get to the playoffs and win a playoff game, whether that be on the road or at home. And Sullivan already said we have to be able to compete in any element. And that's the biggest thing that I love. Any element means Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Indy, You know, you can go Cleveland, Cincinnati, doesn't matter, Pittsburgh, all these teams that offer different elements. We have to be able to go play. We have to be able to go play and compete and beat them on their turf. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Hafley addresses this. But all in all, guys, that's my thought process on the hiring of it. Don't have a lot more to say. It's already been talked about his Boston College head coaching. His Boston College head coaching tenure. He had 3 winning seasons, and then his last year they went 3-9 due to poor personnel and stuff like that. But he's got head coaching experience, so I'm cool with it. He's also been a DC for the last 2 years in Green Bay, so he understands how to build a defense. So now he can apply what he's already learned in college and in the pros and put that together to manufacture an entire team, which I have complete confidence that he'll be able to do so. And that's it for me. So just let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about the hire? But as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.